truck. There we go. As you can see, really nice. As you can see, a 9-second clear. What's going on, guys? Man, it's Zuko, and today we're basically going to be showing off the actual in-game showcase of the build here. It's kind of a follow-up on my previous video where I was showing you basically everything that I was going to do. So that's 20 million, and then you're going to get 118, pretty much like 10 times. I counted already. So that's basically already right there. That's when you add the 236 for the actual just poison damage immediately on top of the actual 20 million. And then you add the basically the 1.2 to 1.3 million that you're going to get from the 118s 10 times. It all adds up around to about 23 million a single shot from your strength and first shot if it crits, which is really nice. And then for your regular shots here, you should be hitting for 10 million. But when you if you don't crit, you're going to be hitting for about 4 million for the first shot. And then when you add everything up, if you get these ticks, that's 51 51 51 again 10 times. So that's a lot of damage. But what I want you to think about is this one right there. That's going to be your damage dealer, and if you can get that to happen with the status effect trigger rate, then you're going to make it to where you're going to be hitting for about 13 million every single shot. I'm not getting lucky enough to show you. Here we go. See if you can get it. Nope, not getting lucky. Again, if you're playing with the Enzo, then this jumps all the way up to like 85 or 89% chance of critical hit rate. So again, running a Sharen with an Enzo is basically just like the most consistent DPS in the game, because now every single shot is going to be hitting extremely freaking hard. And as you know from my previous video about how we built there, we made it to where these shields cost you nothing, so you're always able to get this. So the less orange you have to deal with, the harder she's going to hit, which means you just take more of the boss's life, which means you can now be the most consistent high DPS in the game. So she's now #1 on the DPS charts. This is what I was looking for. So again, 10 million, then you get another 1.2 mil, and then you get the 237. So that's going to be right around 13 million just for you hitting a weak point. That's a lot of freaking damage to say you're just, again, shooting with a rifle. And you can do this infinitely, as you can see. You're always going to be hitting for that 10 million or that 20 million. Again, see how lucky I can get it here. Didn't get lucky there. Got another one. As you can see, you can do this over and over again. Look at my shield count going up constantly. Boom. I don't have any more rounds. So again, you're going to get 10 rounds of these whenever you're just in a fight. That's going to be more than enough to kind of do your thing there. Really strong. Now let's go ahead and showcase everything else in the build. So basically what we're running is firearm critical hit damage, weak point damage, firearm attack, attribute side effect trigger rate. This is really important because you want to get that extra 1.2 mil as much as you possibly can. Especially if you're just like aiming for one thing and then you go to the next. Or for Colossus, it's also really nice. Then for this bad boy here, what we're basically running is this. Kind of makes itself self-evident. Basically exactly what I told you to do in the previous video. You're going to basically run this. Is just me actually having everything kind of socketed out, whatnot. And then what we're doing for the build here, pay attention. What we're doing here is we're basically switching it up a little bit here. Thank you to the subscriber who mentioned that it actually caps at 90 skill cooldown. So once you can't get past that, so that's really helpful. Basically allowed for me to take off that focus on electric because I didn't need that 6%. So I can put that 6% back into the reactor, so that way I wouldn't have to be wrong. Who likes being wrong? No one. So now we can get that 6% from this skill cooldown, which allows for us to then again basically have 100% cooldown. 90% cooldown as our max here. What this also opens up for us is, again, remember how I said I wanted to make it to where we can basically get this module capacity here all the way up to where we can fit any level 16 module. So this is a 15. I want to make it to where any 16 capacity module can fit into this slot. So how are we going to do that? What we're going to do is we're going to take this overcharge edge and socket. I actually have the level 40 and I actually have the socket here. So I'm going to do it right after this video. I just want to show you everything first with the damage numbers before I have to lose everything again. So this will basically make it to where this would be 70 and then 85. So how do you lose one more point? What you're going to do is, again, the multi-talented. So just the reason why I said everything how I did. This now brings us to a 10 module slot. And because, again, we're at that 15.7, this makes it to where now what this does is us having a reactor with electric infusion and then skill cooldown. You can either run electric skill power or you can run skill duration up. I'd recommend the skill duration up, but the actual electric skill power would actually be a huge boost because we're running electric master. So I actually recommend now skill cooldown and then electric skill power. That's your god roll with the piercing light. And what that cooldown from the 6 does, it basically makes it to where now whenever you do everything right, you can basically add that 6 to this 15.7. So this is really like 16 plus 6, which would be 22, right around this marker here, where you would need to get right back to that 90. So again, depending on what your cooldown is going to show for here, if you can get to, again, 6 point whatever, you're sitting pretty. That's perfectly spaced out to where you're going to get that max cooldown without sacrificing anything here. And this will make it to where now this is basically going to, again, we're at 71. So now we're going to be at 69. 69 plus 16 kind of makes it evident. We can now fit any max capacity module that is not actually socketed into this slot, which really frees up your build. So now if you want to run skill insight, right now we're sitting at a 38. If you actually go ahead and run the skill insight, I should just take this off really quick to show you. If we run this here, you're going to be at a 61% critical hit rate with a 4.3 skill crit damage. That's a lot of damage. So as you can kind of tell, you kind of would want to build her how I'm telling you to build her. It just makes the most sense for right now, until we find a better build. I don't think it's possible, but we love the challenges. So yeah, this allows you to, again, fit any level 16 module slot into this slot while still having everything else how you want it. And you need all of these skills in order to play her and get your DPS, right? So let's just pretend here that we had the skill insight, and you can expect a 60% chance of creating for everything I'm about to show you now. So again, you can fit that in there. Also, another cool thing is you can actually fit the spear and shields in here if you wanted to increase the skill power of this as well. I wouldn't recommend the other one. I think it's called Iron Defense. I wouldn't recommend that one because it's a skill power modifier. It would only really help this, and that's really not going to give you that much. I wouldn't recommend it for this one because it's actually going to be even less. So I would only recommend this one if you're trying to go for that. But also for mobbing purposes, MP Collector in here is really going to make a difference. This really allows for you to, again, go back to what I said in the previous video of just spamming this. But you can do this over and over again, and it costs you nothing. And if you kill anything, you have a chance to get all of that back. But you really don't need to run MP Collector because, again, if you're running MP Recovery out of combat, Shield Recovery out of combat, MP Recovery in combat, and then the shield recovery in combat with the defense and the max HP and the shield recovery modifier, you're looking at, again, like with the shields here, you use it and then you get all of it back anyway. So MP recovery in combat and MP recovery out of combat, both being on legendary status for these, makes it to where, again, you have no MP cost. You can spam your fusions, this one over and over again, so there's no need, again, for the release Cutting Force Edge. Now, to kind of show you all of this here, are we running Electric Master instead of the Focus on Electric, or mainly here, the one that a lot of other people will probably want to run is this Electric Skill Power. You don't want to run this. This is just less DPS. Same thing with this one. This is less DPS. I only ran it because I thought I needed that 6. I don't anymore. Appreciate you. This is less DPS because what this is doing is it's raising your overall skill power by a percentage. So now this number is basically getting boosted, and this number is basically getting boosted. And then on top of that, it's giving you an electric skill power increase as well. So what does this all mean? Technically speaking, if you're using this skill alone, then it might actually be worth it to go for this. But I still wouldn't recommend it because you want this bad boy to hit as hard as possible. So this is the best one to slide in because it's like, instead of you multiplying 1 times 8, you're now multiplying like 4 times like 3. You kind of get what I'm saying? So again, it's just multiple different boosts. So again, like I said, kind of doing this here where you're actually increasing the electric and the fusion, and then if you actually run the electric skill power boost ratio on that with the skill cooldown, this is just going to be, you're multiplying 2 larger numbers, so you're going to get a larger multiple. Like, it just kind of makes sense, right? So Electric Master, even if you just did the damage session from Electric Master to Electric Specialist and then Focus on Electric, this still gives you more damage currently right now. So if I actually had an electric skill, this number would just get higher than both of those even more. So again, run Electric Master. You can kind of take that off. Now the cool thing about this is the way that my previous build was built, I don't have to change anything. So there's technically really nothing that I was wrong on, except now I get to kind of save points here. Because the Focus on Electric, they're in the same slot, so you just switch one out for the other one. You need money or gold, farm the game. So really nice here. That's basically what we're kind of working with. Now let's show you all the DPS that we're kind of going to be doing with this. So this thing hits like a truck. Just imagine we had a 60% skill critical hit chance, right? That's 5 mil. And then 237. If these crit, that's 1 million. You get 3 chances to do that. So again, let's see if I can get one. Boom, 1 mil. What's cool about this is, let's say we go in here, we got duration. Where we got? Cool. This now goes up to 4. Right? Boom. That's gonna hit for 1 mil on a regular. That's, as you can see here, more opportunities for this to crit. That was really lucky, but that's a lot of damage. You basically just like, as you can see, that's a lot of damage from one ability. She hits like a truck. You can now play off of this ability and imagine the improved recovery in combat. This will cost you nothing. So again, hitting really hard. And the cool thing about this is that, again, electricity lowers defense, so now a headshot might hit for a little bit harder while you're doing all of this. So there's no need for you to put electricity into your element here. You want toxic. You want to use all of your electric status effect to kind of lower their sort of thing here. So these bad boys hit just a little bit harder, right? So that's kind of what you want to do there. As you can see here, now you got multiple statuses sort of like kind of working in your favor. So again, this thing hits really hard. As you can see, basically 5 mil, 1 mil, possible more mils, and the more duration you kind of add on, the more of those ticks you kind of get into there. Honestly, I would just say go for a bunch of 2-set effects. So just the 2-set effects. You don't really need anything else. You're going to hit like a truck anyway. There's no sort of cooldown on these shots, and it works perfectly with the fire rate. Boom. All right, well, I messed up my multi-talent there, but as you can see, like, you just basically fire, and then you keep firing, and then you keep firing. 10 million, again, kind of wait it out. Boom, another 10 million, kind of wait it out. Boom, 10 million, another one, kind of wait it out. Boom, 10 million, kind of wait it out. I missed, but that's fine. As you can see here, really nice. You never really get any damage drop off because, again, your shields are naturally regenerating with how we're running the shield recovery modifier and all of that stuff. So again, extremely effective. As you can see, there's no damage drop off in that because you're getting yourself that maximum amount of this every single time because your shields are lower. So hope you guys enjoyed it, man. It's Zuko. Oh, I forgot to show you this one. This thing hits for about 1.6. Yeah, so 1.6 a bunch of times, and you're gonna get 500k 4 times, I believe. Yeah, 4 times. Yeah, 4 times because I have on the duration. So again, that thing hits like a truck. To say you're going to get 3 of those daggers every single time if you're using it on a boss, but if you're using it in mobs, and just pretty much everything in the games gets exploded by this. So you now have, again, extremely high burst damage everywhere you go. And as far as the Albion cavalry here, just to kind of show you this, I don't have this thing currently fully kitted out, but we are actively working on this bad boy. This is weak point damage here in this, but technically I would really want to run the edging shot. I just don't have it actually upgraded, but we'll just kind of run it with this right now, just to kind of show you. You definitely want to go for a sharp precision shot. This is going to make it to where you can just empty your mags faster, and since this thing has a lower fire rate, this kind of just beats up the weapon just quite a bit. So now you throw this. This thing hits like pretty decent already. So once I actually finish kitting this bad boy out, you're looking at this again, kind of getting insane. And as I upgrade my sharp precision shot, that's going to really work out. Again, I wouldn't recommend you going for electric because, again, you can put electric on it, which lowers your defense, making them take more damage. So don't go for electric with her, go for toxic. But yeah, this is a nice DPS boost. So right now, currently where we're sitting at with this is we upgraded it twice, so now we're at a plus 30% firearm attack. I can upgrade this 3 more times, so this can go all the way up to, I'm guessing, probably around like 40 to 50-ish of firearm attack. Pairing that with the fact that you're also able to get the action and reaction, and then even more from the firearm enhancement and all of that, you're looking at a pretty big DPS boost here with the sharp precision shot. Basically where this is like a real LMG, and again, you're kind of like hitting like crazy. As you can see, that's going to be a very deadly weapon here. And again, the better I can get that sharp precision shot, this is going to become an insane weapon. So that's basically everything I have for you guys here today, man. It's Zuko. We out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Sharen video. You can still go ahead and reference my old video. Pretty much everything in there is just true here. Now I just have the actual proof to kind of show exactly that here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. We out. Peace.